Tonight, a pet owner accused of abusing his dogs is behind bars.
A group of teenagers here in Clark County remembered their friend nearly a year and a half after he died tragically in a car accident.
2 New York City police officers are shot and killed while sitting in their patrol car. I'm Wendy Gillette in Brooklyn, New York. I'll have the story coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
We're tracking that developing story out of New York tonight. Thanks for staying up late with us. I'm Kristen Kennedy. Someone shot 2 New York City police officers while they were sitting in their patrol car. Police say the gunman walked up to the cruiser and started shooting. Investigators say the shooter then ran to a nearby subway station where he shot and killed himself. Wendy Gillette reports from New York.
This is the police car 2 New York City officers were sitting in when a man walked up and shot them execution style Saturday afternoon.
They were quite simply assassinated.
Police Commissioner William Bratton says the suspect, identified as 28-year-old Ismail Brinsley, fired from the passenger side of the patrol car, striking both officers in the head.
Officer Liu and Officer Ramos never had the opportunity to draw their weapons. They may never have actually even seen their assailant, their murderer.
The suspect ran to a nearby subway station where he shot and killed himself. Police say Brinsley was on the run after shooting and injuring his ex-girlfriend in Baltimore Saturday morning. He posted from her Instagram account just 3 hours before killing the officers. The caption reads, "I'm putting wings on pigs today. They take one of ours, let's take 2 of theirs. Shoot the police. R.I.P. Eric Garner. R.I.P. Mike Brown. This may be my final post." The shooting in Brooklyn's Bedford-Stuyvesant neighborhood happened in front of a housing project just 2 minutes after the NYPD received a fax from Baltimore police warning them that Brinsley may be headed to New York.
Every New Yorker should feel they too were attacked. Our entire city was attacked by this heinous individual.
The officers, Rafael Ramos and Wenjian Liu, were on duty from a different precinct, assisting in a special initiative to fight crime in the housing projects. Wendy Gillette for CBS News, Brooklyn, New York.
The last New York City police officer killed in the line of duty died in December 2011. Tonight, a group of teenagers in Clark County drove for nearly 2 hours across central Kentucky in memory of a friend they lost. 16-year-old Luis Fuentes died in a crash on Ironworks Road back in July 2013. His friends say the loss is still hard to bear, so tonight they rode for Luis. WKYT's Garrett Weimer was there as they geared up for what they called Luis's last ride.
Marking their cars with a message. These teens want folks to know they're riding for Luis.
That was one of our best friends, you know. Everybody grew up with Luis. Luis was always with somebody, and it don't matter. He passed away 2 years ago, and everybody still talks about it.
Decorating, then driving in memory of a friend with a passion for cars.
I wish he was here to see this. We're out here doing this for him. Pretty sure he's up there smiling right now.
The group's route would take them down the mountain parkway to Red River Gorge. Then they would loop back and end up here on Ironworks Road in Clark County, the site of the crash that killed their friend.
Luis was the type of person, he's going to help everybody out that he can. You know, Luis he's outgoing, things like that. I mean, he was just a totally different person what everybody else would see in somebody as young as he was.
And even as time passes, they say he's a friend they can't forget. So they gathered.
He's friends with everybody. It don't matter who you are.
Luis, they say, bringing people together even after he's gone. In Clark County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Friends say a ride like the one they held tonight would be the kind of thing Fuentes would have done if he were still alive. Tonight, we're continuing to track the search for a man deputies say went missing last night. This afternoon, the Laurel County Sheriff's Office issued a golden alert for 71-year-old Michael Salisbury. Deputies say Salisbury and his wife got into an argument Friday, and Salisbury left the house and never returned. We're told he takes various types of medication and is a diabetic. Deputies describe him as 5'8", 250 pounds with a medium build, brown eyes, and short gray hair. He was last seen driving a black-colored 2005 Chevy extended cab Colorado pickup truck. And in Lexington, the golden alert out for a missing girl ended with a big collective sigh of relief. Early this morning, Lexington police issued the golden alert for a 10-year-old girl with autism. Police say she wandered about a mile from her home on Winston Avenue and ended up inside a woman's house down the street.
It was 3:35 when I heard the doorbell the first time, and then it rang again. First thing she did when she came in, she sat down and grabbed the dog. So the dog, I think kind of calmed her a little bit. But anyway, she had her cocoa, and then the fire department took her.
Little Summer was reunited with her family this afternoon. They say it's the second time she's wandered away from home. Last year, they found her 1 block away. Tonight, a pet owner accused of animal abuse is behind bars. The Rowan County Detention Center's records show state police arrested Ricky G. this morning. This comes after rescuers found his 2 Dobermans chained to a pole outside his house. One of the dogs later died. The Star Rescue Group is caring for the surviving dog, Lola. They say Lola is doing better and starting to gain muscle mass. Guy faces several animal cruelty charges. With it being the final weekend before Christmas, a lot of shoppers braved the cold to do a little last-minute shopping. If you're planning to go out early next week, though, be sure to keep an eye on the weather. We're tracking the potential for a white Christmas. WKYT's Mike Linden is in the First Alert Weather Center with a look at the holiday forecast.
Well, that's right. It is certainly a possibility for us to see some flakes for the holiday Thursday morning. But right now, things are looking quite nice as we round out the fall season and head into winter. Now, it is quite chilly out there, sub-freezing across Kentucky. But if we look to Defender, things are much drier than where they were 24 hours ago. If you remember, we woke up to flurries across Kentucky Saturday morning, but things are looking quite nice as we head into Sunday morning, albeit certainly quite cold in the mid-20s. A few spots falling back a little further than that. Franklin County 24, Danville 23 degrees. But the focus of the forecast, of course, and we have been watching this all weekend long, the possibility of yet another storm working its way into the bluegrass that could be bringing some of the white stuff for the holiday on Thursday and potentially as early as the evening of Christmas Eve. But coming up in about 10 minutes, I'll have the whole forecast for you as we track this possible white Christmas chance. Kristen?
Mike, there were some terrifying moments this morning for a woman and her son. Police say a man held them against their will in a car and led them on a high-speed chase. Just before 10 this morning, Lexington police say Marco Marcel Givens forced his way into the driver's seat of a woman's car and took off with her and the child inside. Police say he wouldn't pull over for them on Roosevelt Boulevard or Georgetown Street. They finally caught up with him on Pemberton and arrested him. Witnesses standing by saw the chase.
And about a minute later, a guy comes running down the street here on Chestnut, and when he got to the corner, a couple of the cops caught him and pulled their guns on him and got him down on the ground and arrested him.
Assault is among the charges Givens faces. Police say that charge is for spitting on a firefighter. Crews took Givens to the hospital before they arrested him. He claimed he cut his hand. Friends and family laid a Harrison County teenager to rest this afternoon. 17-year-old Colton Burris died in a crash last weekend while on his way to take a college entrance exam. Investigators say Burris's truck flipped over an embankment just a mile from his home near Sadie'ville. Burris was a student at Harrison County High School and a member of the junior ROTC program and track team. A religious battle is brewing in Kentucky about the creation of a Noah's Ark themed amusement park. The group behind the project say state leaders are backing out of an agreement. State leaders previously supported the project, approving nearly $18 million in tax credits, but that changed after activist groups claimed religion would play a role in the attraction's hiring policies and would violate the separation of church and state. Leaders of the religious group Answers in Genesis is behind the $172 million project. They say the turnaround of state leaders smacks of religious discrimination.
If it's going to be a religious theme park or a religious project, just like a church, they have the right to hire people who have their same persuasion and their same set of beliefs. Otherwise, they can't maintain their identity in who and what they are.
The group says it is planning to file a federal lawsuit against the Commonwealth. Leaders say the project will go on even without the state's tax credits and is expected to open in the summer of 2016. In Georgetown gave the gift of warmth to a family in need today. A mother and daughter living under a leaky, rotting roof often stayed up throughout the night when it rained to move buckets and keep the water off their floors. Today, Benchmark Roofing and Restoration crews gave the pair the gift of a new roof.
It's probably one of the worst situations I've seen, and it really hit me personally. And you know, when she told me that, when Rhoda told me that she was having to stay up all night, move buckets around, and then I saw the inside, my heart went out to her.
Benchmark Roofing and Restoration provided all the materials and labor.